take you along with this mess of a creation. So I took apart some of the solar panels that were going into there, took off some of the DC injection loop that was going into there, so it doesn't have that DC injection loop. So these wires aren't going in there anymore; they're just sitting there. But yeah, I got the crystals up there, and then I'm basically tending the batteries with some solar panels as well as this battery tender now that I have that DC injection loop off. And yeah, this guy is still going, but check out all these little crystals here. So I'll take this off. It's decently attracted right there. And there's some more crystals. So all that came off of here. Seem to be kind of like sticking. I don't know. Maybe they're magnetic, I don't know. So this LED is no longer going, so I'm just gonna pull that out of there. It doesn't burn or anything. Those are some cool crystals, huh? So that's aluminum, and then this is copper. Need both hands for a sec. Trying to take off this lid. Really stuck on here. Okay, so I got the lid mostly off. So to take it off, obviously I'm gonna have to take these wires off. So kind of left them loose originally, and it kind of just connects the sacrificial anodes. So it's kind of like a common sacrificial anode. You can see LED is still going strong. Yeah, pull that one off, and then once I get this one off, I can pull off the top of this guy. All right. A little bit weird to do with one hand, but we're doing it. I have not opened this yet. All right, so there's all the crystals that came out. Looks like a lot of the iron rust kind of formed here too. Some iron oxide there. And then I got these three wires going into the water cell part. So that's what it did to the copper of the wires. I was on top of a big magnet there. Set that to the side. And hello, people of Earth. Sorry if I'm not responding. Not trying to ignore you, it's just kind of difficult to do with one hand. So this one lost all of its water. And what's interesting is, I don't know if you can see that, this one lost all of its water and this one retained all of its water. And I filled all of this months ago and it hasn't lost like any water. So this is supposed to be a sacrificial anode here. And as you can see, we grew some weird black activated carbon graphene crystal something or other. And then you can see the copper oxide layer up at the top. And then it looks like the part that was exposed to the oxygen is even black, which is really weird, which I did not expect. And it's like crusty. It's like a film. So it's not like a solution on there. And then the tip is really weird. It's like reddish. I don't know what that's from. I don't know what that's all about. But maybe the red is from some sort of like iron oxide. This was all magnetic sand from the beginning. So let's see if it's still magnetic. Got a magnet here. It's almost like it demagnetized. Oh, no, it's still magnetic. It's definitely not as strong. That's interesting. This used to be a lot stronger. A bunch of sand used to collect on there. All right. Maybe I just pour this out. We'll just see what comes out here. Welcome to the beautiful side yard where the dog goes. Pretty clear stuff. Some floating activated carbon there. What was weird is some iron filings were floating for the longest time in the cell. I don't know why that happened, but it's very clear in this solution. It's not like rusted at all, like you would think. There's a little bit of a darker color at the end, but it's still pretty clear. All this activated carbon was like medium grain. You can see it in there. Consistency is the same. I'm trying to get my crystal out. I have a crystal in here. There we go. That's the part I wanted to see. It looks basically the same. A little bit of surface deposit on it, but that's about it. It's just a quartz crystal. What's interesting is this sacrificial anode. This was just a rod down the center of a water cell, essentially. And this is the other water cell that I made. So if we take this out, this is the other sacrificial anode. So this is the second one that I put in here. And you can see the bubbles almost that formed on it, like these spherical toroids. And there's like stripes of black and then green, and they kind of spiral. I think that's fascinating. And the LED is still lit. So let's see if this guy sparks at all, even though these are in, but this one is not. So we know that it's not coming from the DeFi oscillator, it's just a water cell to here. So maybe there's active chemistry in here. I don't know. Use my handy dandy wire. Nothing. put this guy back in. Still nothing. So it seems like this isn't sparking like it used to on my last video that I showed you guys. So whatever was happening is a different configuration than before. And then this was disconnected. Sorry. This just melted off, so this has been disconnected this whole time. These are just magnetron magnets that are stuck on. They don't need to be there. Might as well take that off. I had one in repulsion and one in attraction. So this is like squished in there in repulsion mode. So it's zip tied there. And I got some stainless steel hemispheres that I haven't put to use yet. But that is going to be for the thunderstorm generator. All right, I've kind of tore this thing up pretty good now, this point where it's a complete mess of wires that go practically nowhere. Taking it apart. It's kind of interesting that turned off right there. So there it is. Positive coming off of this cap bank, and this cap bank has the negative to the negative here. And so basically it's just creating a forward voltage enough and a drift velocity here going across the LED. So that seems to be kind of the key here, right? Because this one is just in parallel. I can take that guy off. That one doesn't matter. It was just an additional route. But yeah, I'll take this apart more and maybe make another video. I'm gonna try to fix this guy up, take that apart, because clearly that's not functional. So yeah, I'll try to make another video if I have time, and it's kind of hard to take this apart while I'm doing it with one hand, but I wanted to do a little bit with the water cells, you know, so you guys could see that live. This is kind of cool. All the water's gone on that one, and then I didn't refill this third cell that was in the jug. I don't know what you guys think that is. Let me know in the chat what you think that is. But yeah, if anyone wants like a sample or whatever to study or look at under a microscope, I'd be willing to send them. All right, YouTube. Peace.